excited you are to be racing in the Sprint All-Star race here at Charlotte once again.
I'm extremely fortunate to have such great fans. They're very active all across all the social media platforms and just in general, cheering for me out loud at the racetrack. I'm just extremely fortunate, and I don't take them for granted for a second. And that's why I want to do well, because I want to do well for all those people that wear my shirt and wave my flag and wear my hat. I see them wear it, and I want them to see me on the track and be proud and have an exciting weekend. As a sports fan myself, you always like it when your team has a good weekend, and it just kind of lifts the mood and makes the weekend just that much more exciting and that much better. So, I want to do that for them and have great weekends. So I was disappointed with our races tonight. Didn't have good starts. The car wasn't good enough, and I was really disappointed. So I'm grateful for this opportunity and thankful that Sprint has this format for me to be able to get in a different way. So thank you to Sprint too.
Okay, we'll open it up for questions for Danica. We'll start downstairs. Raise your hand. Okay, go ahead right here. We'll take, got mics. Then we'll go to Bob.
Danica, Mike Solarte, Time Warner Cable News. You said you were disappointed in the run. Did the car get better as the night went on? Did you at least find something to springboard into for tomorrow night?
Well, I found a lot of things I didn't like, so that usually helps springboard it to the next night. If the car didn't do anything and that's where I finished, then that's probably a lot worse. So I wasn't happy with it. So I hope that means that it's going to be that much easier to make it better for tomorrow night. We'll just have to see. But Daniel and I was saying to him in the hauler earlier today, I said we really could use a 1.5 mile test. Just the two of us, obviously the whole 10-car team, to be able to get out there and run through some platforms and setups and just get a really consistent direction, because I don't think we've found it. Well, no, we haven't found it. So it's hard. It took a long time with Gibson too, and we just want to fast forward that learning curve, especially given the fact that we're in such a decent spot in points. We really don't want to see that slip away. So anyway, that's a long-winded answer to your question, but I believe that there's going to be some ways that we can make it better, and hope the car's good enough that we can start playing some strategy tomorrow night through the segments and make our way up.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Bob. Bob, we got a mic right behind you.
Bob Pockers, ESPN. You didn't win the fan vote last year. Did you have any of your fans come up and say, hey, I voted for you this time at all this year?
I saw a lot of things on social media. When you vote, it sends a tweet out that says I voted for, and there was a lot of that. So I'm really fortunate that there were so many that have, and it's not just I've seen it lately. I've been seeing it for a long time. So they've been very active in getting me voted in, and I heard that it was getting even close today, and I'm grateful that they came through and finished off the day strong, and I hope I can do the same thing for them tomorrow.
Any other questions down here? Okay, I think we see a hand in the back.
I don't know how the heck that I got the middle position on stage and right now. It seems like, first is here, second is there normally? Is that the way it is on a podium, and third is over there? Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, let me move.
Who was first and second at a club?
That's true.
Yeah, we both won.
You won the first segment, and
Try
you
that
won
on.
the second one, so I guess it's kind of...
How you doing over there, Winner? I'm doing good. How about you, Winner?
Chicken dinner?
Chicken dinner.
Any final questions for Danica before we let her go downstairs?
It derailed, sorry. I do that a lot.
Okay. Any questions
Meetings,
upstairs for
media.
Danica?
Awesome.
All right. Danica, congratulations again on your Sprint fan vote tonight.
Clint, Greg, good job.
Yeah, congratulations.
All right, we are now joined by the winner of our first segment in tonight's Sprint Showdown, Greg Biffle, driver of the number 16 Ortho Ford, and also Clint Bowyer, winner of segment 2 in the Sprint Showdown. We'll hear from Greg first. Greg, talk a little bit about your run out there today. It was a pretty exciting race in segment 1. Talk a little bit about your strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that, the start was going to be really important, and we got lucky, qualified second, and so got the opportunity to start up front. Just concentrate on not spinning the tires and try and get a good run and try and beat him to turn one. And I pushed the gas down and started to spin a little bit and kind of held the gas pedal and looked over and he started spinning. Not him, but the other guy started spinning. And he got sideways, got into me a little bit, and it didn't break my momentum. Thank God it didn't break me loose, so I was able to stay in the gas and beat him to turn one. And that was kind of it for me. And Clint made me nervous. It's been a while since we've been out front leading, and I was, paying attention to those guys and trying to run as hard as I could and figure out my car for tomorrow night. Searched around a little bit on the racetrack when I got about 3/4 of the way into that run, and was just hoping the caution wasn't going to come out. I didn't want to restart with Clint. I knew he was going to be hard to beat, and I was pretty happy for the guys. Everybody's at Roush Fenway's worked really hard, and it's kind of nice for us to win. I was joking with him. I said I've never been so excited to win half a race in my life. So, guess I won half a race tonight, and maybe I can win the other part of one tomorrow night.
We're also
you would have a bigger smile on your face.
I would have a bigger.
We're also joined by Clint Bowyer, driver of the number 15 Cherry 5-Hour Energy Special Operations Warrior Foundation Toyota.
You nailed it.
Did I nail it?
Yes.
I practiced it before.
It's almost as good as I can do.
Winner of last year's Sprint Showdown as well. Talk a little bit about how you feel racing your way in once again to tomorrow night's Sprint All-Star race.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to be known for the winner of the what's it called? The Showdown.
Showdown.
Yes, but it's a lot better than going home. The guys, they've been working. That's the hardest thing about being off in any point in your career or a season or anything is the guys work so hard trying to get to the bottom of it, trying to get you faster equipment. Maybe this is a good, first step. I think that the car handled good. It really did turn well. It kept turning. It did a lot of the things that it hasn't been doing. So I was pretty excited about that. Anytime in life you can get an opportunity to win $1 million. I mean, you win this. It's like it's a prize. It's $1 million. That check goes a long way. So I'm pretty excited about that opportunity. And tomorrow night's a big thing in our sport. It always has been, and it always will be. So a lot of people come out for that, and I'm glad that we're part of that show.
All right, we'll open it up for questions for Greg and Clint. Please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. We'll start in the back, then go to Mike, then Bob, then Jenna.
Hey guys, Kyle Magda, Race Chaser Online. For everything that you both have been through this year, what does tonight's wins do for both of you?
Well, it's been a couple years for me, but it means a lot to us. Even though qualifying was good for us as well. To come here and qualify second and run the laps we ran and feel like we got a little bit of speed in our car, and we know tomorrow night's going to be a huge challenge for us because there's going to be a lot more a lot faster cars that we have to deal with, all the same speed basically, the top 20 or really fast cars, and but this tonight is certainly a confidence builder. And then it's going to be tough for Clint and I to qualify tomorrow night. We didn't make any runs at pit road.
Do we have to qualify?
Yeah, we have to qualify. So we have no clue what we're doing. We get to come.
The good news is about at least 10 of them usually screw up, including me one year. So
how do you even know? Get an
cruise
idea
it
where
on
to
in
slow
there.
down?
You should be able to beat those guys.
So you come off.
Just don't be that guy.
Yeah, come off the track at 150 and take a guess to try and stop at a pit box.
You go first. You were the first guy. So I'll watch
hopefully
you
we'll get to go at the end. I don't know,
Yeah.
but anyway, it's going to be tough. But we do get a chance to qualify, so track position may be a factor, or could help us get up in there a little bit.
All right, our next one, we'll take Mike. Do you need a mic? In the back right here, Louis.
Question for Clint. Last week, Michael Waltrip was here for a presser about the 30th running of the All-Star race here at Charlotte, and he said that he felt that you would win one of these races, Clint, to win the $1 million next week. My question is, you talked about the prize that it is. How much of that money would Michael actually see if you win tomorrow night?
Did he feel like it was tomorrow night that I was going to win that, or
He
what?
felt that you would win tonight and then win tomorrow night.
Boy, that'd be big. Oh my God, that's a big hangover.
That is a big hangover.
Oh,
And if you do, I'm going to be betting on whatever Michael says.
exactly. I'm going to take Michael to Vegas. And yes, I think Michael will definitely see that. But I would say Rob will have something to say about that too. So, you know, the money, it's a big opportunity, but we're all racers. You know, the money will come and go, and them trophies are last a lifetime, and you'll never forget a win. Doesn't matter what it is. But I would say it. You know, $1 million would last. It'd stay around a little longer than maybe a previous check, I would say.
All right, we'll take our next question up front, Bob.
Bob Pockers, ESPN. For both of you, what's more important, just the feeling to win or the fact you get 110 laps tomorrow night, considering kind of where your intermediate programs are?
You mean tomorrow night was a win?
Tonight? Or?
Man, I tell you, at this point, I about did a burnout out there. I was headed to do some donuts. I was pretty pumped. But just leading laps, you know, and having a car capable of leading laps and being out front, and that's not only confidence for us in the car, it's confidence for those guys working on it. You know, hopefully this is the start of you know, getting back to where we need to be, where we've been before. And Greg's the same way. Him and his organization. It kind of seems like we have the same conversation week after week. It's like, you know,
what's wrong with your car?
Yeah, and it's usually the same thing.
So just whatever he said, just times 2, copy that. Yeah, it was a big win for us. I mean, you know, we haven't been up front, haven't led a lot of laps, and to win a segment, to get in is, you know, all the guys that have been working on that car for the last 2 years are grinning ear to ear. They're excited, you know. And we won't learn a tremendous amount tomorrow night in 110 laps that is really going to be beneficial probably for the 600. But we did learn something this, you know, whole weekend. You know, everybody did. Everybody got to run that 40 laps and get to work on their car in practice. So all of that was going to help for next week. But I don't think about tomorrow night will.
We'll take our next question up front. Jenna.
Jennifer, AP. Greg, you sort of alluded to this when you noted that it was so important for you to get the lead early. So, Clint, as someone who is back a little bit, when you see Greg get that lead like that, is that discouraging to see that? And then ultimately, I guess you got a lead that everybody probably thought was not able to be overcome either.
Well, I mean, you know, the first couple laps, I'm not going to lie, I saw him and the 27 really washing up in the center of the track, and I was thinking, I'm still turning pretty good. They're getting pretty tight from the center out, but, you know, they're good race car drivers. They adjusted just like we always do and you know, made better speed out of the car, got the thing pointed, and made the right adjustments in the seat. And then you're like, uh-oh, I'm in trouble. You know, as soon as he did that and started hooking the white line and coming off low, as a race car driver, at a track like this, you're in trouble. So I knew at that point, unless the caution come out, I needed to just back off and wait for the second session. But if the caution came out, I needed to save my tires to where I could, you know, put up a good fight. So, you know, it doesn't do any good to try to single file, and you're not going to draft up there or anything else. That clean air is more important. But if the caution would have come out, it could have got wild again.
All right, we'll go to Nate now, then Jared.
Nate Ryan, NBC Sports. For both of you guys, I think conventional wisdom in the last few years here has been the outside is best for restart or start. Did you guys notice anything different tonight? Truex took the inside at one point. I think, Greg, you made your pass coming from the inside. Was the inside better than the outside tonight?
Traction. That's what's going to – you need better – man, they take 100 horsepower out of them. You're still spinning just like you always did.
Yeah.
I don't understand that.
You know, typically the outside has a little bit better momentum, you know, and the inside guy – can't arc it out as far as he wants to because there's a car beside him, and then the same thing coming off the corner. He's got to hold it down a lane for that guy. So you handicap the bottom guy by so much by being side by side. The outside lane ends up being better, you know. But once you get free or clear, you know, then the bottom's faster typically. but it could go either way. The very last lap I ran the top, or the middle in 1 and 2, and I wasn't as good in the middle. Practice, it was pretty good for me, but when I just ran it at the end there, it wasn't any more speed for me. But tomorrow night, possibly different. Probably the outside people are going to take, just because, you can roll the corner faster, and the bottom guy has a disadvantage.
I don't know. You're going to have to ask that again tomorrow night. The guy that's got a bigger smile on his face and a lot more money in his bank account will be able to give you a better answer for that. No, I think you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you run the bottom and you get off of turn 2, he didn't get you because he's going to hold you down. He's going to take the air off of you and try to get you loose. That's what he needs to do. And then you're holding it wide open down there and trying to keep it underneath of you. And if you can do that and get off of 2, even door to door, 9 times out of 10 you get into 3 and you got the preferred line, you'll come off of 4 in the lead. But if they ever do, if they come off of 4 and they're still in your right rear, you're in trouble.
All right, go ahead, Jared.
Yeah, Jared Turner, FoxSports.com. Question is for Clint. You've missed the All-Star race before, so you can empathize a little bit with the guys who didn't make it in tonight. What's that feeling like to miss the All-Star race?
It's not the end of the world. It's a big deal. It is. There's a lot of people here. It's anytime you have exposure and exposure time on TV and things like that. It's in this business, you got to be a part of that. Sponsors don't like that, but that's right. I mean, I've also been in the All-Star race. I've never won it before, and you get done, you're like, well. You're literally the winner or you're nothing at the All-Star race. But I've been to a lot of dirt races we go to all across the country that every now and then there is one like that, and certainly this is the one for us. A lot of prestige, and a lot of money on the line. So it's always been pretty wild. Hopefully it gets wild again tomorrow night. Greg and I get a chance to go up there. I didn't know we got to qualify with him, so I got to get studying. Can I leave?
We'll give you a sheet before you leave so you can study up tonight. No
Do we have any
partying,
more questions?
study. Yes, Stan has a final question. Oh, and then we'll get Mike.
Oh, this guy's pissed. He has a question over here.
Sorry, Jerry.
Yeah.
You got 3 more. Cutting into your study time.
Stan Creekmore with RPMTonight.com. Actually, for both of you, Darrell Waltrip proclaimed this as the second biggest win of his entire career, the first being the Daytona 500. How do you feel a win here in the All-Star race would rank in your career?
I don't want to. It's a big one. It ain't the biggest race of my career by any means. The Daytona 500 is that's it. I mean, and it's a pretty big crapshoot, and you only get one shot at it. The All-Star race is pretty big, and it's, like I said, there's a lot of money on the line, but it's just not a race that you put a lot of weight into. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, it is important, it's exciting, but if you don't win it, you don't leave there just completely dejected and bummed out, I guess is the best way to put it. You still got the 600, which is every bit as a bigger race as this one, and there's a lot on the line there, too.
Okay, we'll take Mike and then Jerry.
What?
I know. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Greg.
I was just going to say, it really depends on the circumstance, I think, more than anything. You talk about as a big win. Like, if we were to win tomorrow night, I would probably have to label that as probably one of the biggest wins, because we haven't won in, year and a half or whatever, 2 years. So I think in the context of that, it would be a huge deal for us. But, certainly Daytona 500 or a points race like the Brickyard or, 600 or something like that is, those are pretty big wins as well.
Can I go now?
We good now?
We good, Clint?
Yeah, no, that guy.
That's good.
No, go ahead.
I just want to know what you. I just want Jerry Jordan kicking the tires. I just want to know what you did when you were 3 wide there to make your car so fast in that final race, and if you can carry over it tomorrow night.
That's not a good question. You mean you waited all this time and that's? I was just joking. Hell, I closed my eyes and hoped for the best. It was 3 wide, and then Truex come up, behind me just the same way, and that's when Brett sitting over there. He kind of his southern South Carolina southern accent comes in. You can't tell where the hell they're at. They on the outside, the inside, where they at? He gets to talking fast, and you just get to looking straight and hoping for the best. Sorry.
We definitely,
it was
this
your
is
fault.
going to be the last question. Mike.
Mike Neff from FrontStretch.com. Clint, one more for you before you get to run out of here. We all know that making time on restarts is the only time to really get by people on these intermediate tracks, but the guys in front of you had older tires than you did on that last restart. Was going 3 wide the only option you thought you had to make the lead, or could you have thought about holding it for one more lap and letting them straight out and get by both of them?
No, you need to go on these mile-and-a-half restarts like that, especially when clean air is so important. You never know. If you have, better tires than they do, sometimes that doesn't matter. If they get out front and get in that clean air and set sail, get their car turning, instantly. If that 78 would have got out there in clean air, whether he had 2 tires or not, and by the time he comes off 4, and if that baby's pointed back down the hill and headed right, you're in trouble. Now, if he's getting down into there to the apex and the front end's taking off on him, you may have a shot at him. But that clean air is so important. If they can ever get that thing pointed and make some adjustments on it with the track bar and things like that, you never know. So, yeah, that was a do-or-die situation as far as I'm concerned. Yep.
Gentlemen, congratulations. Have a good evening. Good luck tomorrow night.